Hey guys, what's up? It's Nick here, and this is my first Beneath the Underground review. So, what better way to start off than talking about the awesome film Seventh Day by director Jason Cook? I had the pleasure of meeting Jason recently at Slaughter in Syracuse, and it was just really great to meet the mind behind such an awesome film. And so let's get down to the technical aspects of it. Seventh Day was released in 2012 by Dire Wit Films. It was written by Mark Leake, L-E-A-K-E. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The soundtrack was done, soundtrack musical score, I apologize, was done by Paul Joyce, and the special effects were done by Jason and his fiance. I apologize, I didn't catch her name, but how cool is that? You know, a couple team that does special effects work together. I was just really impressed by that. The main star, Alan, who is the killer, is played by Mark Sanders, and the object of Alan's affections, Denise, is played by Daisy Gibb, and the neighbor, Bill, who is a real sleazeball, is played by Michael Brecker. And the tagline for the movie is, "Hi, I'm Alan, and this is what I do." And boy, what he does is pretty fucked up. Now, there have been a lot of serial killer movies over the years that have come and gone, but I have to say that Seventh Day is one of my personal favorites in the last few years. First of all, the effects are second to none. I mean, Jason and company really just went to town with this one. I mean, it looks so real and it's so brutal. And I mean, if you haven't seen this film and you're a fan of gore, you need to run out and buy this fucking thing immediately. I mean, there's scenes where he's cutting up the body, where he takes a hand, he's cutting off the fingers, and it's just, it looks so realistic. I mean, and in one of my conversations with Jason, I was talking to him about how I was such a big fan of the effects and everything, and you know, he was saying, well, he's an effects artist, they better be good, you know, and I love it when effects artists direct, because I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, because not only are they, you know, bringing the film together and painting this picture for you, but they're also in charge of the guts and the real deep down look of the film. And it just, I was very impressed, to say the least. The film follows Alan, who is this basically kind of this shy guy who works in a kitchen as a dishwasher, and he's obsessed with this girl's niece, of course, you know. And basically, you know, it shows him going out and you know, getting his selections, as he calls it, and it follows his you know, journey as he goes out, and it shows how he goes about, you know, killing people and stuff like that. And it's got a like a narration to the film, a voiceover, to where you know, it's an inner monologue, and he's talking, and the whole time that the movie's going on, it's like while Alan's doing the things that he's doing, he's sitting there and he's got this creepy ass, I don't know if it's supposed to be like the dark part of himself manifested, but it's like a reporter of some sort. So this fucking guy's creepy as shit, and just I can't even put it into words properly, but while Alan is, and it's showing him and Alan stepped outside of himself while the events are going on, and Alan's just sitting there talking, and every time that he's narrating what's going on, the guy, you know, holds the microphone forward, and it's this creepy ass microphone that's kind of infused into his flesh and stuff. And that was a really cool aspect of the film, and it kind of made this a little bit different from other serial killer films, because it had that extra kind of a supernatural aspect, for lack of a better word. But it was just awesome. And then, you know, it showed Alan, like he tries to explain stuff, and it shows his past and what kind of things that led up to making him the person that he is, with his incestuous mother who was getting down with his older brother, who was no saint, who was, as he said in the movie, he made him play the part of his girlfriend at night. So, I mean, Alan was a victim of sexual abuse, parental abuse. I mean, he just grew up in a fucked up environment, and his dad committed suicide. I mean, so Jason did a really good job of showing the backstory and what can lead to developing a sick-minded person like Alan. And as I said, it just shows him going through and typical day-to-day things, and how he would stalk people out, and how he would, abuse drugs, and just like, it was really a fascinating character study, I gotta say. And Alan is one of the more interesting serial killers that I've seen in a movie in the last few years. And the movie really focused on the core deviancy of a lot of the people in his life, like his neighbor who was a child molester, and like I already talked about, his family and stuff like that. But and another part of the movie that I really liked was it showed in his mind how he would, instead of being a killer, he could maybe, the delusion of his mind that he could be with this girl Denise that he's obsessed with. And it shows her like walking in the park with a dog, and shows him at the mall, and instead of being all ragged like he is, his hair's slicked back, and he's dressed in nice clothes, and he's really clean cut, and it just shows you the mind of a serial killer. It really gets deep down inside of it, and like I said, this was a really good character study, because it didn't just have him out killing. It explains why he's doing these things, and what led him to this lifestyle. And it also showed it explored the mind of the killer, because it showed you in his mind how he sees himself, or what he could be out in the world. And it also showed his delusional state by some of his victims talking to him after they had already been killed, and so forth. So basically, I don't want to give away too much, even though I probably already have. But Seventh Day is one of the best serial killer films that I've seen in a long time. The effects are just top-notch. And the character of Alan, even though he is a necrophiliac and a serial killer and, a bad guy, you can't help but like him. I mean, the guy... Mark Sanders did a hell of a job pulling it off, man. To make a character like that likable, it's hard to do. And this movie really made the killer more human, more, really, you really got inside his head, and you really felt for him, as weird as that sounds. But the movie at the end is a little open-ended. I won't discuss that any further. You need to watch the movie. But I gotta say, Dire Wit Films, Jason Cook and team did a hell of a job. And I don't know if I mentioned already, Paul Joyce did the soundtrack, or the musical score. I did mention that earlier, sorry, I repeat myself a lot. But guys, Seventh Day gets a big 2 thumbs up. Jason Cook, Dire Wit Films, check them out, and thanks for watching.